everyone. Welcome to the virtual celebration of the University of Southern Philippines Foundation's 72nd University Charter Day, with the theme, Meeting the Challenges of the Times. Before we officially begin today's celebration, we request everyone to be in their most respectful disposition for the presentation of colors, to be immediately followed by the national anthem. To formally open today's celebration, let us welcome to the virtual stage the Dynamic Director of the Communications, Publications, and Marketing Department, Mrs. Judith M. Eparwa.
To our Chairman of the Board of Trustees of the University of Southern Philippines Foundation, members of the Board of Trustees, our President, Attorney Paulino Yabao, Vice Presidents, Deans, Principals, faculty and staff, distinguished guests, students, and the entire USPN community, good morning. Today, I stand before you with a deep sense of pride for being part of the rich history and culture of excellence of the University of Southern Philippines Foundation. Almost a century ago, the 8 founders of this university saw the need and rose to the challenge of establishing an academic institution that would bring quality education to our small corner of the world. I feel proud and privileged and yet humbled knowing that we, the current administration and faculty of this noble university, have been handed the baton of continuing the legacy of academic excellence. Looking at our history, which we are about to recall today, I am sure that the founders and their succeeding torchbearers did not have a walk in the park. And yet, guided by the noble vision and purpose, the torchbearers of this resilient university have been able to weather the diverse storms that it has encountered through time, not to mention having survived the wars that had been recorded in the archives of Philippine history. Today, as we continue to face the challenges brought about by the global pandemic, we need to navigate and rise above the hurdles that stand before us. Thus, the theme and battle cry for this year, USPF, Meeting the Challenges of the Times. As we commemorate this Charter Day anniversary, let us draw strength, wisdom, and inspiration, knowing that the leaders that came before us have upheld this university well, and that with their dedication, determination, and diligence, they have been able to guide and mold the lives of many in our community and produce students and graduates who have become positive participants and pillars of our society. In the 1800s, a French philosopher and historian by the name of Alexis Tocqueville said, "History is a gallery of pictures in which there are a few originals and many copies." I believe that this is true with the University of Southern Philippines Foundation. There were only 8 originals when this university was founded: a civil engineer, a doctor, a lawyer, an educator, a chemist, and 3 businessmen. But today, we are a proud university, having produced thousands of students who have become such over the course of the last 94 years. Indeed, the French philosopher was right. USPF started out only with 8 originals, but has produced many copies after that. With that said, let me welcome you all to the 72nd Charter Day celebration of the University of Southern Philippines Foundation. May we all have a meaningful celebration today.
Thank you, Mrs. Aparwa, for that delightful message. To read the historical development of the university, please join me in welcoming the Chair of the Board of Trustees, Mrs. Teresita V. Ponce.
President Paulino Yabo, my dear teachers, students, friends, good morning. The University of Southern Philippines Foundation was founded by men and women who felt the need of establishing a private, non-sectarian educational institution that would offer relatively high standards of instruction within the reach of the average man in the community. These men and women were Agustin Herreza, a civil engineer from the State University of Iowa, Virgilio Gonzalez, a doctor of medicine from the University of the Philippines, Miguel Sanson, a practicing attorney, Natividad Villa Albino, a school teacher, Felipe Owano, Fructuoso Ramos, Hipolito Andrada, businessman, and Dr. Jose Mirasol, the former dean of the Cebu Junior College, then the Cebu branch of the University of the Philippines. Dr. Mirasol served as the first director of the school. It first opened its doors on May 14, 1927, and was then known as the Southern Institute. It offered a complete elementary course and the first 2 years of secondary course. Its first home was in a rented building along Colon Street with 121 students. 2 years later, in August 1929, the government recognition for 4-year secondary course was granted, and the school turned out 15 graduates. In 1933, it moved to a bigger building in Mabini Street to accommodate increasing student population. 4-degree programs were opened between 1933 and 1935. The College of Commerce, the College of Liberal Arts, the College of Civil Engineering, and the College of Law. In 1938, the Southern Institute changed its name to Southern College. In response to a high demand for elementary teachers, the Southern College offered the Junior Normal course in 1939, and in the following year opened the College of Education. Then, the Pacific Theater of World War II broke out in 1941 with the bombing of the Pearl Harbor. In less than 10 hours, Japanese forces landed in the Philippines after heavy bombardment. Cebu was not spared the effects. In the war years and the occupation of Cebu in 1942 to 1944, the school remained closed. The campus was occupied by the US Army. Artillery fire and bombing razed the school buildings to the ground, except for the facade of the administration building. In 1945, the war ended and the work of reconstruction began. It first reopened in a small house in Kamputhaw in Lahu. The first courses that were offered were the liberal arts, the College of Law, and the College of Education. The following year, the College of Commerce and the College of Civil Engineering were reopened. Then follow the years of growth for the university. On July 1, 1949, Southern College was granted a government recognition to operate a postgraduate course in education, specifically Master of Arts in Education. This paved the way for the school to apply for a university status. July 9, 1949, marked a milestone in the history of the school. It was formally granted university status, and its name was changed to University of Southern Philippines. Additional graduate courses were offered: the Master of Arts in Education, the Master of Arts in English, the Master of Arts in Teaching Sociology, and the Master of Arts in Teaching English. The significance of our attainment of a university status was no small feat. It meant a push, a leveling up of our programs to fulfill the role of a university, that of research, instruction, and service. It meant a focus on outcomes-based learning and evaluation. It meant offering higher level learning opportunities, such as graduate and postgraduate studies, a never-ending learning continuum to fulfill the need of ever-widening choices of career options for graduates. All the above program expansions caused the extension of the Mabini campus to the nearby Manalili Street and Burgos Street. Manalili is now known as Vigules. The university continued to sail into the deep. In 1959, the stockholders agreed to dissolve the original stock corporation and converted USP into a non-stock, non-profit foundation. On May 28 of that year, the university was officially registered in the Securities and Exchange Commission as the University of Southern Philippines Foundation. Envisioning the eventual congestion at the Mabini campus and noting the trend dispersal among educational institutions to the suburbs, Agustin Herresa, the visionary that he was, established the Lahu Campus in 1962 in a 4-hectare property along Salinas Drive. The Lahu Campus now serves as the main campus of the university. In April of 1968, our beloved founder, Agustin Herresa, died. He left behind a rich legacy of educational opportunities. His heirs have picked up the challenge and are exerting every effort to perpetuate the ideals of the university as envisioned by the founder. In 1970, Engineer Oscar Herresa Sr. formally assumed the position of the president of the University of Southern Philippines Foundation. During this same year, the Master of Laws was offered, and in 1975, The Master of Science in Social Work was added to the graduate school curricular offerings. In 1977, the university observed its Golden Jubilee. In 1986, the graduate school continued to grow with the opening of the Doctoral program in education. On January 25, 1989, fire gutted the administration building at the Mabini campus, which housed the administrative offices and the library. In 1990, the university president, Oscar Herresa, announced the decision reached by the Board of Trustees then to temporarily stop operations in all levels at the Mabini campus. This was aimed at cutting down costs by concentrating in one campus, and that is the Lahu Campus. Recognizing the moral obligation of the institution towards the student, classes were conducted for all graduating students at the Lahu Campus during 1990 and 91. No new enrollees, however, were admitted to the college. In 1991, President Oscar Herresa stepped down due to failing health, and Dr. Ronald Duterte assumed the office of the president. His leadership ushered in a period of rapid growth in academic programs. In school year 1991-92, under the leadership of Dr. Ronald Duterte, the basic education in the Mabini campus and the college operations were reopened, phasing in the reopening of the courses by year levels, starting with the first year until all levels were reopened. On February 1995, USP opened a non-academic skills-based continuing education program now known as the Learning Resource Center. In August 1996, the USP Alumni Hall, which used to house the famous Rizaliana Museum, was inaugurated. In 1995, the Bachelor of Science in Accountancy was opened. In June of 1999, the College of Law was reopened and a new graduate program, the Master of Science in Environmental Management, was offered. In 2003, the university was granted permit to open the College of Nursing, and in June of that year, the College of Nursing welcomed the first year enrollees. In that same year, CHED issued its recognition to conduct and operate a Bachelor of Science in Information Technology. New edifices were constructed to accommodate rapidly increasing programs and enrollment. On January 6, 2004, a new building named after the founder, Agustin Herresa, was completed and became home to the College of Nursing, the College of Law, the College of Computer Science and Information Technology, the College of Engineering and Architecture, and the Escolastico Duterte Library. Additional courses opened during 2004 and 2005 were the following: the Bachelor of Science in Office Administration, Bachelor of Science in Pharmacy, Diploma in Special Education, and the Diploma in Professional Education. In June 10 of 2005, CHED issued a government recognition to open a post-baccalaureate diploma in community development and also the Bachelor of Science in Entrepreneurship. On November 20, 2005, the university president, Dr. Ronald Duterte, passed away. On December 1 of that year, The Board of Trustees appointed Dr. Alicia Cabatingan as OIC President, and in August of 2006, she was installed as the sixth President of the University. Dr. Cabatingan paved the way for the Pakukowa accreditation of several programs of the university. From 2006 up till her retirement in 2017, Dr. Cabatingan steered the university to its most productive academic growth, having accredited 12 programs. In 2007 and 2008, 4 departments were submitted for re-accreditation: the School of Business Management, the College of Computer Studies, the Basic Education departments of Lahu and Mabini campuses. In January 2013, additional new courses were opened: the Bachelor of Science in Hotel Restaurant Management, the Bachelor of Science in Tourism Management, and the Bachelor of Science in Travel Management. It was a thrust of the university to continue improvement in its academic programs and the effective delivery of these programs to its students. These years, from 2011 to 2016, saw the intensive efforts to gain higher accreditation levels in all its academic programs, with the end in view of achieving deregulated status. This thrust was coupled with the most aggressive teacher training program conducted university-wide for over 1 year. In July 2017, Attorney Paulino Yabao assumed the office of the university president following the retirement of Dr. Alicia Cabatingan. He continued the efforts at further improving the university's academic standing. Several initiatives were implemented to continue the improvement of the academic performance. The senior high school Lahu achieved 100% passing rate in TESDA NC2. Additionally, the College of Nursing achieved high passing percentages in the Philippine Nursing Licensure Examination for 4 consecutive years. In March of 2018, the senior high school graduated their first batch of graduates. With the advent of the use of technology in education, the university pioneered in the use of Canvas learning management system for senior high school and the tertiary levels. In May of 2018, the Rizaliana Museum found a permanent home in the Mabini campus, an area most appropriate because it is within the area considered in Cebu as the Heritage Walk. Aligned to the thrust of continuous improvement and growth, in school year of 2018-2019, the ETIAP in business management was started. In January of 2019, the College of Computer Studies won first prize in the Lacton Legacy on Innovative Research and was recognized by the Pakukowa in December 2020. To bring about greater organizational effectiveness, a reorganization was undertaken to strengthen the Quality Assurance Office and the Center for Research, Planning and Development, and the creation of a Research Ethics Office. The university's performance in government licensure examinations experienced a high point, with 2 social work graduates placing rank 5 and rank 7 in the August 2019 social work board examinations. Also, another new masteral program was opened during this time, the Master of Business Administration. In September 12, 2019, further academic program strengthening was undertaken with the accreditation and or re-accreditation of various programs in the different levels of accreditation. The Bachelor of Science in Nursing, the Bachelor of Science in Social Work, the Bachelor of Science in Elementary Education, the Elementary Lahu, and the High School Lahu. Furthermore, the Learning Resource Center was reassessed by TESDA and was authorized to continue as a TESDA accredited assessment center. In the organizational areas, the following were attained or being undertaken. The granting of a donee status to the university by the Philippine Council for NGO Certification, PCNC, and subsequently by the BIR. The launch of the board and bar ops to prepare the students for government licensure examinations. The formation of the university's disaster risk and rescue management team, and the improvement of security measures with the installation of the CCTV. The PACOCOA recognition of the elementary school Lahug and the junior high school Lahug as the first elementary program and the first high school program to have been granted level 3 re-accredited status in the entire Region 7. Sports and culture programs consistently garnered awards. And lastly, the opening of a new course in Bachelor of Science in Management Accounting. In March of 2020 onwards, the coronavirus plagued the entire world and disrupted the conduct of life of communities and societies. Hundreds of millions of lives were afflicted by the COVID-19, and millions of lives were lost. The economy was in shambles, and hundreds of thousands lost their means of livelihood. USP is no exception. Enrollment dropped dramatically, thereby causing the school to retrench a number of employees and scale down its operations. Yet, life must go on. The task of education of the country's youth must never be sacrificed. Hence, with limited resources and armed with the dedication of loyal teachers, the massive preparation for the new delivery of educational services was undertaken in the months from April to August 2020. Preparation of modules for online learning, equipping the teachers with the pedagogy for teaching online, harnessing the school's infrastructure for improved internet connectivity, training the teachers on the use of the learning management system, Canvas, Excelo, Kite, and other measures that had to be implemented to enable the school to be compliant with the IATF requirements were given utmost attention so as to allow the school to deliver the commitment to its students. In 2021, the University of Southern Philippines Foundation celebrates its 94th year of its founding and its 72nd year as a university. Staying true to its commitment to serve the nation by being an agent of transformation of its students and graduates, nurturing them to become ethical, creative, competent, and socially responsible individuals. Indeed, the thirst for knowledge and the quest for truth rings ever loudly and resolutely in the hearts of every USPM.
That was quite a mouthful to say, Mrs. Ponce. Thank you for that notable feat. Now to read the Charter of the University, let us welcome the Secretary of the Board of Trustees, Mrs. Rowena J. Martinez.
Today, we celebrate the 72nd Charter Day of the University of Southern Philippines Foundation by virtue of Resolution number 2002-05E, which states, resolved as it is hereby resolved that July 8, 2002, and henceforth be declared as Charter Day of the University to celebrate the granting of the university status, which took effect on July 8, 1949.
Thank you for sharing that valuable information with us, Mrs. Martinez. Without the resolution, this celebration today would not have been possible. Now, let us give our undivided attention to Attorney Paulino A. Yabao, University President, as he delivers the State of the University Address.
The members of the Board of Trustees, the Vice Presidents, Management Committee, members of the University and Academic Councils, faculty, staff, students, and friends. Today, we commemorate the 72nd Charter Day anniversary of the USPF as a university. For all of us, it is an honor to be part of this venerable institution for a good many years of its 72 years as a university since 1949. And 94 years as an educational institution since 1927. Due to the restrictions of the COVID-19 pandemic, we are not celebrating this anniversary in the usual grand style organized by the Charter Day Executive Committee, chaired by Dr. Janet Arcana and co-chaired by HR Manager Ms. Alma Corazon Alfafara. We are commemorating this event in a humble but meaningful way. The theme of this year's commemoration is USPF, Meeting the Challenges of Our Times. The theme is very appropriate to serve as a guide throughout the duration of the new academic year and even beyond. I'd like to thank Vice President for Academic Affairs, Dr. Ernesto Alolor, for helping the EXICOM in coining this theme. Every Charter Day anniversary is an important milestone. While we show our gratitude for the vision, wisdom, courage, and commitment demonstrated by those who contributed to the establishment of this institution as a university. The University of Southern Philippines Foundation, according to the University Manual, was founded by men and women who felt the need of establishing an educational institution that would offer relatively high standards of instruction within the reach of the average individual in the community. These individuals were as follows: the founder, Engineer Agustin Heriza, Dr. Virgilio Gonzalez, Attorney Miguel Sanson, teacher, Mrs. Natividad Villa Albino, businessmen, Felipe Uwano, Fructuoso Ramos, and Hipolito Andrada, and Dr. Jose Mirasol, a chemist and a former dean of the Cebu Junior College, then the Cebu branch of the University of the Philippines, who also served as the first director of the school. We owe a debt of gratitude to all of them. To create something from nothing and to keep it going for so many years requires much foresight and true dedication. These 8 individuals started with a dream, and years later, we have its realization, the University of Southern Philippines Foundation. The passion and commitment of the founder, Engineer Agustin Heriza, must have been contagious to convince the other 7 other pioneering founders to undertake the monumental task of establishing a school that provides hope and opportunity to transform the students' lives for the better. It would be impossible for me, given the limited time allotted for this address, to mention all the people whose dedication and cooperative efforts were so instrumental in founding the school in 1927 and turning it into a university in 1949 and sustaining it for many decades until the present. The success of USPF is due to the commitment and services of the past and present Board of Trustees, the current board being chaired by Mrs. Teresita V. Ponce for the guidance and vision, and especially of the Hiriza and Velia families, who are the caretakers of the founder's legacy and vision. Let us celebrate in simplicity and humility this momentous accomplishment with joyful gratitude to God and to all who have journeyed in the university's success in providing quality education to the young. We thank God for the teachers for their dedicated service and the inspiration they give to the students to aspire for the greater good, not only for themselves, but also for others. We thank God for the non-teaching and support personnel, for their administrative help, and for the technical, safety, medical, security, and various other assistance given by them in making the academic task of the faculty possible and bearable. We thank God for the administrators, deans, principals, and all office heads who have to bear the enormous pressures in the day-to-day operation and administration of the university, made more challenging at the onset of the dreadful pandemic in the middle of March 2020 until this time, for their leadership and dedication to make USPF strong and responsive to the needs of their constituents in spite of the many restrictions brought about by the impact of the pandemic. We thank God for all the service awardees who have reached their milestones of their tenure as employees of USPF. We extend our sincere congratulations to them as they will receive their service awards and due recognition after this address. We thank God for the past, present, and future generations of students who have the faith in USPF to mold them into responsible and productive citizens of the country, imbued with the core values of professionalism, integrity, excellence, and social responsibility. We thank God for the parents of our students who have entrusted to us the formal education of their children so as to develop their innate talents and equip them with the necessary technical and professional skills and tools to sustain themselves in the future. We thank God for the Alumni Association, its officers and members, for the growing awareness for them to support their alma mater and for the continued upholding of the good name of the university. We thank God for the life of those who worked and served at the school and now have departed, for they have contributed a precious part of themselves to make this university what it is today. And we thank God for the countless benefactors and the many generous and philanthropic individuals and institutions in the past and in the future who have supported and will be supporting USPF in its mission as an educational institution by providing funds for scholarships, athletic and cultural endeavors, research, and special projects. We thank God too for the opportunity given to USPF to contribute in changing and transforming the lives of the young and improving the quality of life of their families and communities because of the quality education they have acquired from USPF. Indeed, there is truth to what Nelson Mandela said, that education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. For those whom we thank God for, they all deserve much thanks and admiration and appreciation. May I therefore invite everyone to give them all a warm applause of appreciation. To recall, March 2020 will forever be known in the education community as the month when almost all the world's schools shut their doors. On March 1, 6 governments instituted nationwide school closures due to the deadly coronavirus pandemic. And by the end of the month, 185 countries had closed their schools, affecting 90% of the world's student population. The speed of these closures and the rapid move to distance or remote learning has allowed little time for planning or reflection on both the potential risk to safeguard against and the potential opportunities to leverage. The pandemic has not only disrupted and revolutionized the traditional educational system as we know it to be, but also the life and existence of people everywhere in the world, ours included. To recall, the Management Committee automatically acted as the Crisis Management Committee, with its members consulting and coordinating with the respective department heads. Later, at the suggestion of the board chair, Mrs. Ponce, and concurred by the rest of the trustees, its composition was formally expanded to include the members of the Board of Trustees and the University and Academic Councils, divided into 2 teams, the so-called present team and the future team. They were working their best to meet the challenges and dangers and threats the COVID-19 pandemic has impacted on the university, and to seek avenues of opportunities in the future to sustain, despite the financial restrictions, the continuity of USPF, both as an employer and as an institution of higher learning. Due to the rapid changes and challenges brought about by the COVID-19 pandemic, USPF, just like other institutions of learning, have to adapt to the changes in the mode of delivery of instruction to students. This paradigm shift in our traditional system of education required gargantuan task of preparing and capacitating our faculty with the necessary skills to remain effective teachers and to provide quality education under the new environment. It is a formidable task led by BP academics Dr. Arlor, assisted by the EduTech coordinators, deans, principals, and ICT. A series of online in-service trainings, retrainings, and workshops that included module writing, teaching, simulations, and demonstrations had been organized to prepare the faculty to the new mode of delivery, online education. Despite the formidable task, we are confident that by the start of the academic year 2020-2021 in August, our faculty members with a commitment and dedication would be willing, ready, and able to face the challenges of education in the new normal and contribute to achieving USP's vision and mission as a 21st century transformative and value-laden hub of learning. After more than 1 year of having online classes, the university acknowledges the fears and apprehension of students, parents, and teachers, and even that of the government agencies, led by DOH, IATF, CHED, DepEd, and the Cebu City government, that physically attending classes in schools in the academic year 2021-2022 might still not be safe in the light of uncertainties and the lingering dangers of COVID-19 and the slow rollout of vaccines. Because the students are our priority, equal to that of the entire human resources of the university, USPF will continue to use online-based learning mode in delivery of education when classes will formally open on August 16, 2021. The following are the highlights of the academic division in the academic year 2020-2021. Number 1, the online faculty handbook was completed with a working committee headed by Dr. Aaron Dinawana, the Dean of the College of Computer Studies. Number 2, the results in the board examinations are as follows. First, 60% passing for social work with 9 out of 15 new takers passing the board exams. Second, 51% passing for pharmacy with 71 new registered pharmacists, 47 new takers and 24 retakers passing the board exams. Number 3, the university is recipient of 2 research grants, namely, first, CHED revised and expanded guidelines for continuing professional education grant on a research project entitled Continuing Professional Education on Statistics and Data Science, Design and Development of a Massive Open Online Courses Program, which runs for 1 year from January 2021 to January 2022. Second, Sexual Violence Research Initiative, granted to World Hope International and the University of Southern Philippines Foundation through its College of Social Work. The research project entitled Research and Response to Online Sexual Exploitation of Children Amidst COVID-19 in the Philippines, which was launched last month on June 18 and would run for 2 years. Number 4, after a long wait, USPF's Institutional Research Journal TAGIC has been established, and its first edition will soon be released by the printing press. To meet the standards of the research community and of CHED for accreditation as a research journal, the TAGIC's subsequent issues will be peer-reviewed and refereed. Number 5, the Graduate School Manual has undergone the much-needed revision and updating as required by CHED as it prepares for its initial application for PACOCOA accreditation. Number 6, the Graduate School has accomplished the revision of curricula for the graduate programs in social work and education. The social work curriculum has been reviewed by the Social Work Academic Advisory Council. The curricula for the programs in education will soon be reviewed by the Graduate School Academic Advisory Council for Education. Number 7, the first virtual graduation rites were conducted on December 16, 2020 for basic education, tertiary, graduate school, and School of Law graduates. Number 8, the Juris Doctor Conferment was held on March 20, 2021. Number 9, year-end virtual graduation rites were conducted on June 12, 2021 for tertiary, graduate school, and the School of Law, while the virtual graduation rites for the basic education were held on June 19, 2021. Number 10, PACOCOA Remote Virtual Accreditation of the basic education programs for Lahu Campus was conducted on May 17 and 18, 2021. Number 11, USPF received the following awards from PACOCOA. First, as the first school in Region 7 granted Level 3 accreditation for elementary. Second, as first school in Region 7 granted Level 3 accreditation for high school. And third, as first Lacton Legacy Award. Number 12, USPF has been engaged as partner by the University of San Carlos in their CHED grant for the project Demystifying, Developing, and Demonstrating the Flexible Learning Program towards Authentic Outcomes-Based Education. Number 13, The office of the VP for Academic Affairs has been transferred from the Administration Building to the Huico Building. Number 14, Dr. Venus Puerto, the Dean of the School of Business and Accountancy, has been elected as President of the Philippine Association of Collegiate Schools of Business for school year 2021-2022. And she was inducted into office on June 25, 2021. Number 15, Attorney Peter Canyamo has been designated the Dean of the School of Law, Vice Attorney Alicia Batan, who has retired effective June 30, 2021. Despite the challenges of the pandemic, the academic year 2020-2021 could still be considered fruitful and meaningful for the USPF academic community. The impact of the coronavirus pandemic has resulted to the mergers of some colleges. First, the College of Education and the College of Arts and Sciences were merged into the College of Teacher Education, Arts and Sciences, with Dr. Janet Arcana as Dean. Second, the School of Business and Management and the College of Accountancy were merged into the School of Business and Accountancy with Dr. Venus Puerto as Dean. And third, the College of Nursing and College of Pharmacy were merged into the College of Health Sciences with Ms. Merlin Uwano as Dean. The College of Health Sciences offers Bachelor of Science in Nursing and Bachelor of Science in Pharmacy, duly recognized by the Technical Committee of the Commission on Higher Education. The BSN program is PACOCOA accredited and has already produced a big number of registered nurses who are now employed locally and internationally. The college has remained true to its commitment of producing globally competitive nurses equipped with the necessary knowledge and skills and attitude to deal with the challenges in the real world. It has been consistent in maintaining the above national passing rate in its licensure examination. The most recent PRC's nursing licensure examination, pre-pandemic, since the 2020 board exams were cancelled, was on November 2019 with 90.91 passing rate of first-timers and 100% passing rate in 2016, 2017, and 2018 nursing licensure examinations. This was made possible by the quality of instruction, both classroom and related learning experience, delivered by our qualified and competent clinical instructors. 100% of our faculty members are master's degree holders in nursing, and a few of them are already doctorate degree holders with vast clinical and teaching experiences. Our nursing students are closely monitored in their academic performances, and they are prepared for the board examinations starting from the first year until they graduate. Their related learning experience starts in the first year with demonstration, return demonstration, and simulations in our fully equipped nursing arts laboratory to hone their skills prior to their actual clinical exposure. Opportunities for hands-on experiences are provided at our base and affiliated healthcare facilities. We forged partnership with Cebu's leading government and private hospitals for the related learning experience of our students. For the community health nursing experience, we are affiliated with the Cebu City Health Department, adopting Barangay Apas and Barangay San Jose as their area of exposures. In our effort to continue the delivery of quality nursing education during this time of COVID-19 pandemic, We adopt blended learning for both classroom and RLE instruction. Soon, when we get the approval from CHED for the limited face-to-face, we will be calling back our students for the return demonstrations of nursing procedures and simulations of operating room and delivery room techniques in our skills laboratory prior to the clinical rotations in our affiliated healthcare facilities. On the other hand, the Bachelor of Science in Pharmacy has already produced over 1,000 of licensed pharmacists since 2008, with its first batch of graduates to the present, with more than 95% of them already employed. The pharmacy department has the biggest number of passers in the pharmacist licensure examination in the entire Visayas region. The pharmacy department is affiliated with La Nueva Pharmacy for the community pharmacy internship, IPI for manufacturing pharmacy, and Perpetual Soccer Hospital for hospital pharmacy internship program. At this time of the pandemic, the internship program is done virtually in partnership with the Philippine Association of College of Pharmacy and the Pharmacy Preceptors Guild of the Philippines. We are now getting ready with the limited face-to-face classes. CHED has initially issued guidelines for limited face-to-face classes in medical and health-related sciences. Expected to follow, after a series of consultations in all regions by CHED, will be the CHED guidelines for the engineering and computer programs. Hence, we are now starting the retrofitting of the nursing laboratories and classrooms in order to be ready for inspection and approval by CHED, DOH, IATF, and Cebu City Government. The academic support services of USPF involves different offices which aim to support the holistic development of the learners and assist them and the teaching personnel in their educational task and in attaining their goals. To provide continuity of services to the USPF educative community during this time, the different academic supports departments had to innovate and make adjustments. This year, the Guidance Office has made the services accessible through the guidance scheduler at the USPF website and its department Facebook page. They have also conducted virtual kamustahan with students and parents, as well as very helpful webinars on mental health and job readiness. A partnership with Tanglao Mental Health Education has been established to gain access to professional resource persons for our mental health related webinars, as well as to extend help on a national scope to those who need professional counseling. The University Library continues to subscribe to e-books and e-journals and has established an e-library with the help of the ICT department, made accessible to the learners and the faculty to provide them with the needed resources for their studies. This digital collection is continuously enriched for a more extensive coverage. The basic education in its delivery of online instruction during the pandemic situation has utilized the learning management system provided by C&E publishers. With the help of this LMS, the learners with their parents and the faculty were able to conduct classes and accomplish tasks in the learning process. However, after an assessment of the current LMS and other LMS offered for service, with the help of the Basic EduTech Coordinator, the Basic Education Department has opted to shift to the F&B LMS this coming school year due to its offering better control, more flexibility in doing updates, and a single sign-in feature which makes access to tools easier, among other advantages. The Sports and Cultural Office spearheaded the working committee for the conduct of the CISAFI 2021 online vocal solo competition, and the USPF was able to participate in the various CISAFI online speaking and singing competitions. Our elementary level vocal solo and declamation contestants both landed third place in the competitions. The university's medical services are also accessible and disseminate health-related information through the department's Facebook page and assist in the students' queries and personal medical needs, including the annual physical examination, health, and COVID-19 monitoring. The academic departments and student organizations, in partnership with the Student Affairs Services, have also conducted some virtual student co-curricular activities to contribute to the holistic development of the students. Continued assistance to student needs and the benefits, such as scholarship and discounts in collaboration with other offices and agencies, are also provided. Due to the high level of accreditation status of our junior high school program in both Lahu and Mabini campuses, they have received additional incentive slots for the availments of the Educational Service Contracting Program. In the academic year 2020-2021, the government granted scholarships and assistant beneficiaries are as follows. First, total Education Service Contracting or ESC program beneficiaries for Lahog, we have 755, Mabini 180, for a total of 935. Second, senior high school voucher program beneficiaries. For Lahog, we have 393, Mabini 42, for a total of 435. Third, tertiary education subsidy beneficiaries. We have 32. While under CHED scholarship program, full merit 10, half merit 13. Fourth, Tulong Dunong program. We have 52 beneficiaries. The fifth, Cebu City scholarship program. We have 18 beneficiaries in the first semester and 18 beneficiaries in the second semester. The sixth, NGO scholars under the Paglaom Training International, we have 2 beneficiaries. The USPF granted assistance and discounts include the following. First, the Doña Beatriz Riza Scholarship for working students, which is currently assisted by the Agustin and Beatriz Riza or ABJ Foundation. First semester, we had 44 beneficiaries. Second semester, 45 beneficiaries. Second, on sports and cultural scholars. First semester, we have 83. The second semester, 54. With the sports scholars being assisted by the USP Alumni Association. Third, academic scholarships and discount beneficiaries for basic education the whole year, 87. Tertiary, first semester only, 129. Fourth, loyalty discount beneficiaries for basic education, we have 251. Tertiary, first semester, 23. And second semester, 27. Fifth, group discount beneficiaries for basic education, we have 118. For tertiary, second semester, we had 7. Sixth, School of Law government employee discount beneficiaries. For first semester, we had 5. Second semester, we had 52. And 7, children of AFP, PNP personnel discount beneficiaries. For first semester, we have 7. And second semester, we have 4. These efforts of keeping ourselves responsive to the needs of students, parents, faculty, and staff amidst the sudden shift and changes in instruction delivery and the offering of academic support services, as well as the granting of scholarship and discounts have helped USPF continue with its credible educational services and remain faithful to the university's mission of offering holistic, quality, value-laden education in the 21st century despite the drastically changed circumstances. EduTech, in coordination with ICT, has continued and intensified the implementation, coordination, and evaluation of technology integration to support instructional delivery and attain educational goals for flexible learning. The successful rollout of the primary learning management systems, or LMS, during the previous academic years has significantly helped the faculty members and students from transitioning with online classes due to the onset of COVID-19 pandemic. For the past 11 months, EduTech has conducted a series of orientations, training, and other online support to better equip educators of the essential competencies expected in facilitating and managing an online classroom environment. EduTech guides and related materials were also prepared and made digitally available for teachers and students, such as infographics, manuals, tutorials, and website links. In coordination with the EduTech Certification Committee, the online teaching certification was also piloted to evaluate the readiness of the faculty members for tertiary level. Aside from the usual utilization of Canvas LMS in managing course content and class activities in college level, it also provides opportunities and extension to other offices and departments, primarily with the dissemination and collection of information. The monitoring of Canvas LMS implementation was also enhanced with the use of data analytics. Evaluation of online services, particularly with Canvas LMS, were also conducted among faculty members and students. The result of the said evaluation will form as one of the considerations in the annual preparation and review of EduTech Committee Development Plan for the next school year. The Office of EduTech actively participated and will continue to participate in various local and international webinars and virtual conferences to keep abreast with the varying needs with technology, curriculum, and instruction for new normal educational setup. The Learning Resource Center, as of June 30, 2021, has conducted the following training activities. First, training on bread and pastry production, NC2, involving 23 students from Apas National High School and 43 students from Lahu Campus High School. Second, training on food and beverages services, NC2, involving the same number of students from Apas National High School and Lahu Campus High School. Third, training on barista, NC2, with 27 regular students and walk-ins having completed the training. Fourth, trainers methodology level 1, with a total of 28 regular students and walk-in trainees, 9 of which were Rotary North scholars. The Learning Resource Center, being a TESDA accredited assessment center, likewise conducted assessment for cookery, NC2, bread and pastry production, and barista, NC2. Of those assessed on various dates, except 5 who were no-show or absent, all the other 139 candidates successfully passed the NC2 assessment. The Quality Assurance Department plays a key role in establishing and nurturing a culture of assessment and continuous improvement. It provides data-driven evidence vital to the decision-making processes to support the university's commitment in providing excellent quality education and services anchored on quality policy. The university's QA mechanism includes program accreditation, which is a concept of self-evaluation and peer review of experts from other schools through the Philippine Association of Colleges and Universities Commission on Accreditation, or PACOCOA. The accreditation process identifies the strengths and opportunities for improvement of the programs to ensure continuous development. In spite the current challenges brought about by the pandemic, the elementary and junior high school programs of Lahu Campus were able to undergo the Level 2 second re-accreditation visit through remote virtual accreditation. For the academic year 2021-2022, 10 academic programs on Lahu Campus will have its re-accreditation, and 6 additional new academic programs for accreditation. This is USPF's commitment to quality assurance and continuous improvements of its programs. Why USPF should implement Quality Management System, or QMS? From training and hiring to work policies and procedures, standard operating procedures, or SOPs, help companies and institutions stay organized, operate smoothly, and ensure that employees understand how to accomplish their assigned task. Be it a new employee or an experienced employee, training with the aid of an SOP will sharpen their skills and reduce defects or errors in their day-to-day activities. QMS maintains consistency across the university, for it captures and consolidates the business rules that need to be followed while performing a transaction or operation. It will reduce errors and enhance productivity of all processes. The written policies will ensure statutory, regulatory, and accreditation compliance. SOP identifies the process owners who are responsible to maintain the functioning of a process. It becomes the responsibility of the process owners to continuously improve the SOP with the best practices. The quality manuals that constitute the quality management system of USPF are, first, the System Controls Procedure Manual, second, the Management Systems Policy Manual, and third, the Documented Procedures Manual. These quality manuals are now undergoing proofreading, refinement, and will be formally approved, hopefully, during the July regular board meeting after the ongoing review by the members of the Board of Trustees. After a few months of formal implementation of the quality management system, and after budgetary concerns will be addressed later, we hope the university will be able to apply for ISO certification. Why USPF needs to apply for an ISO certification? There are several reasons why we should. First, the ISO certification will enhance the reputation of USPF to the existing and potential stakeholders, whether it's CHED, DepEd, TESDA, PACOCOA, parents, alumni, students, and employees. Second, the ISO certification will guarantee that policies and guidelines are evaluated and continually improved through regular internal audit and annual management review as required in the surveillance audit to maintain the ISO certification. Hence, it will greatly influence the mindset and the culture of the university in embracing quality assurance. Third, the ISO certification will enhance the honor and pride of all the employees and stakeholders of the university by being part of an ISO certified university. Fourth, it will improve the USPF quality management system in conformance with the quality requirements and international standards of QMS. And fifth, having the ISO certification will guarantee USPF 20 out of 30 points maximum for institutional sustainability and enhancement, criteria 2, as per revised guidelines for autonomous and deregulated institutions. Fifth, having the ISO certification will guarantee USPF 20 out of 30 points maximum for institutional sustainability and enhancement, criteria number 2, as per revised guidelines for autonomous and deregulated institutions. Hence, it will increase the chances of accomplishing the dream of every university, that of acquiring university deregulated status and ultimately autonomous status. Acknowledging the economic impact of the COVID-19 pandemic to our students and their families, the USPF Board of Trustees has decided that there will be no tuition increase in the academic year 2021-2022. To continuously comply with the health and safety protocols and to protect all personnel working in the campuses from the dangers and threats of the infectious COVID-19 disease, our Infrastructures, Facilities and Maintenance Department under the Office of the VP for Administration has conducted and will continue to conduct disinfection of rooms, offices every Saturday for Lahu Campus and every Friday afternoon for the Mabini Campus. It has been said that forging a path to college is a daunting pursuit, even in a normal year. But during a pandemic, pursuing basic and higher education is more complicated than ever. Knowingly or unknowingly, students of all ages are getting a crash course in time management and personal responsibility, which could prepare them well for future studies and careers. But the past 6 months has also been a stressful time. Here are some of the top tips that we got from many sources, which we are now sharing to help students make the most of their time. First, be mindful of safety for both yourself and those around you. Even though some of the traditional school experiences are not available this year, there are still plenty of ways to stay healthy. Spend time outdoors, try meditation, explore hobbies to maintain a balanced mindset. This is a great time to build resiliency. Second, continue to be involved. Students today are struggling with missed experiences and their expectations of a more traditional college and basic education atmosphere are not being met. Let the clubs and student organizations still function and have their meetings online. Third, be optimistic. Even though your school experience looks different than you thought it would, the world won't be like this forever. And your experiences will make you stronger. You will be more creative and willing to take on big problems because that is just what you are doing today. Fourth, get help when you need it. There are counselors available online who can provide guidance. Reach out to your deans, principals, chairmen, coordinators, and faculty online or over the phone. There are so many people out there who want to help you. For prospective students, don't hesitate to apply and enroll. Open the USPF website where you are guided in detail how to apply and ultimately enroll. If you need assistance, contact us through the chat box provided or contact the Student Affairs Services and the offices of the college deans and basic education principals. There are officials and staff who are ready to entertain and answer your queries. With USPF as your new home, we will help you realize your dreams to build a brighter future. Even if we do not know for sure when this pandemic will come to an end, it is nevertheless a finite situation. Just like any other crisis, this pandemic will come to pass. For the meantime, however, we have to live and struggle through its many challenges and ups and downs. We have to continuously change strategies depending on the uncontrollable developments, finding it difficult many times how we will gauge success and ultimately how we plan to transition and merge these efforts together with existing priorities and structures once regular working operations resume. In the meantime, now is the time to think creatively, work collaboratively, and be alert with opportunities around us. Today, as we celebrate the milestone, not only for 72 years of existence as university, but also for 94 years of existence of being an educational institution, we ask for God's blessing on all of us, and we pray that students of the present and future generations may learn while in this university the values of a good education and be imbued and molded into individuals with the positive USPian core values of professionalism, integrity, excellence, and social responsibility to others. This occasion gives us an opportunity to take stock of our achievements, our strengths, and to rededicate ourselves to face the lingering extraordinary challenges and problems of the new normal, painful and draining as they are, financially and emotionally and even spiritually, brought about by the unprecedented COVID-19 pandemic. The way things are in the present make the near and far future very unpredictable, in spite of the availability of the vaccines. There are so many things beyond our control. It is as if our problems now, especially on economics, have no solutions at all, most especially if the current enrollment trend will continue to be very low. It has been said that mathematics may not teach us how to add happiness or how to deduct sadness, but it does teach us an important thing, that every problem has a solution. Yes, every problem has a solution, even though we may not know yet what that solution is. The secret is we should not give up looking for a solution until we find one. If the going gets tough and seemingly no solution is looming ahead, with the problem becoming more serious, we should not lose hope. Let us endeavor to maintain a positive perspective. It is not wise to pretend that the problem is so overwhelming and just be simply paralyzed by the problem and everything that goes with it. But it is wise to look beyond the problem and the possibilities that go with it. When Goliath faced the Israelites, the soldiers all thought, "He is so big, we cannot defeat him." But when David looked at the same giant, he told himself, "He is so big that I cannot miss him." And that is positive perspective. We should set aside our attitude of hopelessness and negativity brought about by the current crisis. We should look at our problem now in the same way David did. And while we are at it, let us strengthen our faith and trust in God, for God is so good all the time. Considering the unprecedented, dreadful, unforeseen, and fortuitous impact of the COVID-19 pandemic, let us be like David and see this pandemic as a huge, or better still, a giant opportunity to pray more and ask more for many blessings from God. Let us all pray to God more intensely and fervently that we and our loved ones will be protected from the virus, that all our continuing old students will return, that we will have many new students and transferees, and that USPF will be blessed abundantly with more enrollment when we start classes come August 16 for the benefit of all. If we do this, then this Charter Day commemoration becomes personally more meaningful. Let me end this message with a short prayer, and I invite you to join me in silence. Dear God, we praise and thank you for another Charter Day celebration in the midst of the coronavirus pandemic. We thank you for everyone around us in this institution. In your strong hands, we humbly place ourselves and USPF today. We choose to depend on you to protect each one of us, our loved ones, and USPF, and to bless, light, and guide our way. We do not know what lies ahead, but in your loving hands, we trust that everything will turn out the best. Amen. Thank you, everyone. Congratulations to the service awardees, and have a meaningful Charter Day.
Thank you for that insightful message, Attorney Yabao. Plenty of food for thought for everyone to ponder upon on this momentous occasion. And now, for the most awaited presentation and awarding of service awardees, let us welcome our HRMD Manager, Ms. Alma Alfafara.
A pleasant day to everyone. The University of Southern Philippines Foundation acknowledges the awardees for their considerable years of service. For 10 years of service, Ms. Jodeline A. Caballero. Dr. Venus M. Impuerto. Miss Heidi B. Moradas. Mr. Francisco C. Boto Jr. Miss Gloria A. Ternate. For 15 years of service, Mr. Nelson M. Dinglasa. Miss Cecil J. Rosell. For 20 years of service, Mr. Magno G. Aquino Jr. Engineer Helbert C. Cabugos. Mr. Carmelito D. Caralde. Miss Joy E. Lim. Miss Rosario E. Siquitin. Mr. Sergio T. Taborada. Miss Mila B. Tuazon. For 30 years of service, Engineer Mario O. Arnaiz. Miss Montserrat Alena C. Giapana. Miss Arlene B. Roldan. Miss Janet S. Ibanez. Congratulations to the service awardees. The university is grateful for your contributions.
Congratulations to the service awardees. Let us now welcome Assistant to the VP for Academic Affairs, Dr. Jason Compuesto, to the virtual stage for his closing remarks.
The late U.S. President John F. Kennedy once said, "Ask not what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your country." This is one of the most powerful statements in his inaugural address that has inspired Americans, young and old, to do their fair share of civic action and public service. This statement is a fitting reminder for all of us of what we can do and what we are willing to do to keep the ship of USPF afloat amidst the waves of uncertainties and challenges brought about by the pandemic. This pandemic has brought out the worst and the best of USPF community. Financial setbacks have proven to be a significant ordeal that the university has to face. Such trial has put a halt to college and department plans and activities, modified the organizational structure, and intensified the learning delivery model of the teaching force. Somehow, all these have made us anxious about what lies ahead of us, considering that the pandemic is far from over. However, for the rest of us who are still part of the university, we are responsible for taking hold of the ship's steering wheel. Each of our hands has the power to move the university in a direction where a silver lining awaits us. The question is not about where the university is heading, but how and where we are going to bring her in the years to come. In this line, it is heartwarming and motivating to learn that the university has continued to make waves through exemplary efforts of our colleagues in the fields of research, community extension, cultural activities, inter-school competitions, and income-generating projects. Such efforts are worth of acknowledgement and reward. While the future remains to be changeable, we continue to be steadfast with our individual efforts to bring our fair share to the table as members of the USPF family. No matter how many times we have to bring this ship through the tides of change, let us not forget to set our eyes to our destination, bringing the university to greater heights. Let me leave you with a quote by Henry Ford. If everyone is moving forward together, then success takes care of itself. Thank you very much. Have a great day, everyone, and stay safe.
Thank you for your inspiring words, Dr. Compuesto. To wrap up today's celebration, as one community, let us together sing the USPF Loyalty Song.
From all corners of the Philippines, we have come to be with you. Our thirst for knowledge, our quest for truth, we bring to you for you to soothe. We sing to you, dear alma mater. We sing to you, we cheer for you. University of Southern Philippines, loyal sons and daughters ever will remain through thick and thin. Nothing shall this bond ever sever. University, alma mater dear, you will always be Southern to us, for merchant, lawyer, teacher, engineer. If the Southern skies will have no peace.
That officially ends the celebration of the 72nd University Charter Day. Thank you all for taking time out of your busy schedules to celebrate with us today. May we all continue to be safe, healthy, and in high spirits. Good day, everyone.